I like to travel a lot, whether it be my own country or others. I'm a big fan of going away and seeing new sights. But I've recently kind of realised about myself that I am definitely one to fall into tourist traps. I often find myself in restaurants like the Hard Rock Cafe, and here is my Lego City. My Lego City is something I work on all the time and something I'm extremely proud of. And one of the things that I think about most is how to make it like a real life city. I want to have loads of storylines. I want people with personalities in the city. You know, so much can be added. And I was thinking, what do I need to add next to the city? This is Pantasy's motorbike restaurant. Who are Pantasy? Pantasy are one of the leading alternate brick brands in the game right now. I've been working with Pantasy for over a year to bring out some absolutely incredible builds, and they hit the mark every single time. My channel is about building Lego for a very affordable, budget-friendly kind of way. And there is no way I'd be able to have the city I have now without looking at these alternates. Sometimes I do look directly at Lego dupes. You know, that is something that we have done on the channel, looking at retired Lego modular sets and looking at the AliExpress versions of them and how they recreate them. And while those are a really great way to build retired Lego sets for a great price, this is an even better way to build for a better price. Fantasy are completely original, their own designs, their own builds, and their own instructions. Everything is designed by them. They go through all the process to bring us some incredible builds. And they love to go into places where companies like Lego would never go. Fantasy bricks are very solid, the colours are always really good, and they're not afraid to fall to guidelines that Lego have set for us builders. You know, whether that be unconventional build techniques, whether that be the fact that this is their third modular of the year already, to my belief, the fact that they are not willing to just settle on a few smaller sets. In the year alone I have worked with them, they have made some incredible stuff and they have improved so much as a company, really establishing their identity. Whether that be from the minifigures going from, traditional looking minifigures to their very own type of minifigures, which we'll look at closely soon. They really have established themselves as an amazing alternate competitor to Lego, who overprice a lot of their sets and wouldn't dare to make something like this. If you guys have never built alternate Lego before, you may have a lot of questions like, is the brick quality any good? Well, first of all, like I said, the colours are amazingly solid. They really pop. They look fantastic together. The brick quality is amazing. There honestly is no difference to what you guys might know normally. This build is built on a 32 by 32 space, which is exactly the same as a regular Lego size base plate, which basically means integrating this into our Lego city will be seamless. There'll be no problems at all. Their builds are also very strong. I had my amazing aunt build this one for me. She was really helpful and, sent loads of pictures to help out with the process as well as she built it. But obviously I had to travel that back to my house, and doing that, I obviously had to carry it in a car and there was no damage, which I think speaks levels to the quality of the bricks and the quality of the design. Lego normally give us one overpriced modular a year, plus normally maybe a superhero modular as well. But with Fantasy, this, like I said, this is our third modular of the year. You can build a fully Fantasy city pretty much and keep going from there for an amazing price. These are much cheaper than you'd expect a normal set to be, and I think experimenting with them would really, change a lot of people's perspective on alternate Lego. Let's take a closer look at some of the finer details of the set. A bit of a weird thing to fixate on first, but Fantasy always come with their very own brick separator, which is an amazing quality. They are really good and helpful to actually take things apart. But I think having this own designed brick separator is a really cool way to say, hey look, we are our own people and this is what we have to offer. So here are the minifigures included in this set. You can see the iconic new Fantasy designs they've got running through their sets, which is a really interesting and unique take on them. And something I really like is obviously they are all very much themed to the Pantasy Motorcycle Restaurant, which is always important. You want characters that purposely fit with your builds. We also get, oh, just drop those. In this bag here, we also get a different version of all of their legs. having them sat down, so we can have them sat in the restaurant or sat on a motorbike, and basically mean that instead of having, one legs that have to bend, we can have two sets of legs which are both individually printed and are, used for different things, which I really like. In case any of our characters get hungry, we also get these two added food pieces. Alongside the motorbikes added on the inside of the restaurant, we also get this spare one here for a character to ride in on, which I think is a really nice touch, and this thing looks fantastic. And to actually put this together, we get two really nicely printed fantasy themed instruction manuals. We can see how much detail Fantasy put into these instruction manuals. The colour printing is fantastic, and everything is really easy to follow, which looks great. You can also see highlighted here the fact that Fantasy only like to use printed pieces. They don't use stickers, they stay away from that whenever they can, and mainly just use printed pieces, which is obviously amazing for us fans because we all hate stickers, obviously. The reason I mention the colour printing so much on the instructions is because sometimes with alternate Lego, I will admit, a big flaw can be the instruction manuals. The colour printing might not be the best, they could be a bit hard to follow. And yeah, because obviously what they're printing on isn't good material, it can, be difficult to build. You could build the wrong colour. However, Fantasy never let that happen. Their instructions are always very, very solid and always printed to perfection. This is something else I love. This is the box that the set comes in, and you can see how well designed this is. I would honestly expect to see this on a shelf of somewhere local like my local Smith's Toy Store, and it would fit in so well. It looks perfect. You wouldn't be able to tell a difference between that and the Lego box. They're just as good, if not better. The colors look great. The design looks great. We can kind of, see we've got all our minifigures we're going to get on this as well on the top, which is really nice. Over here we have the measurements where we can see it is a base plate big. It's 42 centimeters high, which is about 16.5 inches. And yeah, the kind of blueprint of that looks really, really nice. The back I love. We can see how it is fully modular. We can see the set itself, but then also loads of different, places around the set, different things that our characters can be doing, whether that be the pool table or serving at the desk, or the different prints we've got. It looks absolutely fantastic. This side is the most bare, but still adding something. We can see one of the characters on the motorbike, and again keeping that fantasy theme in. But let's turn our focus to what you guys have actually come for, the set itself. And here is the full build. You can see how much detail there is in this. The design is incredible. I am just so impressed. This honestly is one of the best modulars we're going to have in the city, full stop. If with everything there, whether that be the Lego modulars, the other Fantasy modulars we have, it is truly an incredible build. Fully modular too. There is so much going on here in such a good way. We can see obviously this is a corner modular. We've got this big motorbike out front, a little seating area here on the balcony. We can see this like kind of towery thing is where we're going to have our staircase going all the way up, which is a really nice addition. Obviously this is fully modular, so we're going to take off the floor pot soon. But yeah, my favorite part of this outside is this track that goes out front. I think that looks really, really cool. And you can imagine, like I mentioned, the Hard Rock Cafe at the start. This is just like that, a themed restaurant, perfect for the people of the Lego City to come have a bite to eat. I love that they've got the Fantasy branding as well. Obviously the actual set is number 85024, and we've got that exact here built into the theme of the restaurant. You can also see like we've got Fantasy little merchandising over on the windows and stuff, and I think it's a really nice touch because obviously I want to show off Fantasy more, but apart from having their builds, you can't really show them off in a way, if you get what I mean. But having their own branded motorcycle restaurant is a great way to have them included in the city. But yeah, this will be perfect for a corner modular, and I can't wait to get this in the city. I guess what we need to do next, apart from admire these printed parts, is actually take this apart and give you guys the full tour. So we've taken the other two floors off, and we can get a really good closer look now at this set. One negative I will say is both of these motorcycle builds, while cool, don't actually attach to anything in the build, which is a little bit annoying. But we can just see how cool this is decked out, like the kind of garage thing to start at the bottom. is really nice. This gate over here does open up, it does slide up over here, which means we can have access to the front of the road, which I do really like. I think that's a great little addition there. We'll push that back down. But yeah, obviously, loads of trophy stuff, loads of stuff you'd see in a traditional garage. I really like that for this. I love the checkered floor here. That always looks really good when they're included in sets. We can see a big rack of motorbike helmets there facing outwards to kind of appease people to come in. Well, I think that all looks really, really nice. Let's add the second floor onto this. Okay, we add the second floor, and the first thing that obviously sticks out is this balcony area. But you go in, you can see the start of this tower, which is obviously the staircase. But we also see all the seating area that we get here, which is really, really cool to see, along with even more printed parts. Fantasy really go over and beyond with these printed parts, which I love about them. I think they look absolutely great because of that. You can see kind of like a barbecue out here. The stairway to actually get up to this bit is on the side here, where we can see the invitation, kind of the Pantasy Restaurant, which is open. On the door we see. I do really like those touches, but I just think that the way the walls are built is really, really fun and interesting. And of course, once you actually get that top on, there is still a way. Now, this is something I love Fantasy have been doing, but they've been basically adding these sections at the back where you can open them up and have everything going on. So you can fully like open up the set and still play with it while not having to actually affect the integrity of the build itself, which I really do like. Adding the next floor, the tower of stairs still go on, and it adds on this sign, which I love. It looks really, really good. The written sign in pieces looks amazing. I always love that. Again, even more printed pieces here, where we've got more of a chill, cool, kind of cool area to just hang out for minifigures. And yeah, we've got a pool table in here. We've got some beer going on. Again, a mature theme Lego would not normally introduce. Like a jukebox, somewhere to sit. Obviously, just some really fantastic detail here. And I really like that. And yes, obviously, this one does open up as well to again be able to access it while everything is on there, which I love. Like, we can open both these up and we can just see like everything going on in the set, which I think is an incredible touch. Something they probably don't even need to add, but something they go and do anyway because of the attention to detail, which I absolutely love. And then finally we add this final bit of roof. We can see this has a clock right at the top, which is nice, where it kind of finishes off the tower. Again, adding some really nice height to this set. This chair actually is a little bit unfortunate because it's a bit broken because we didn't have all the pieces needed for it. That was the only missing piece we kind of had in the build, which was a bit of a shame. But yeah, the stairway kept on up to the top where there's a doorway to get out onto the top, as well as having this going along down like the scaffolding kind of thing. I kind of forgot the name for it. But yeah, I mean, what a fantastic set when it all comes together. It looks really, really good. And I just can't believe it. Like, this is an actual set we can get for a really affordable price in 2025. Wow. I know the back of the set is sometimes important to people, and this was what it looks like. Obviously, it needs detail first, but we only kind of get this as a back. The other three sides are really decked out, which looks great. We can see down here where we've got a doorway in, we've got a little cat and a rubbish bin, which I always think is really nice, along with obviously the stairs, which do eventually go up. But yeah, I mean, even on the sides, there are details like this air duct vent, and obviously all the windows going through. I think it's really nice. I don't think it will come as a surprise to any of you that this is Ballistic Brick certified. I am so impressed with this. Like I keep saying, it's one of the finest builds we've had in a really long time from any company. Just the design of the brickwork, of this tower going up, the printing, it's all incredible. It works so, so nicely. And the price is just, you can't beat it, you know? It's a really, really great set. And I'm going to be so excited to add this to the Lego City. I think it's going to be one of the best additions we've had yet. All the necessary links for this build will be in the description, so you can go get one for yourself. And I really can't recommend it enough. Like I keep saying, an incredible set. None of you will be disappointed in this. Obviously, I'm so honoured to work with Fantasy, but you know, enjoying the builds is something I really look for. With companies, I always say if I can't be honest, then I don't want to make the review. And Fantasy are always really open to that, which is why I've been able to work with them so much and, you know, talk about what has gone wrong and what is so great. But this set is all positives, apart from that one missing piece, which, and again, I will say this, Pantasy will send over any missing pieces you do have, which is another great thing. Their customer service is second to none. Really, really good stuff, which is why I'm always so impressed. If you guys have any suggestions for what I should build next, please let me know in the comments. And I'm really excited to tell you guys I have 2 more videos coming out of Pantasy pretty soon, 2 really exciting builds, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy them as much as I have. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. That was Pantasy's Motorcycle Restaurant, a truly incredible build, a triumph of alternate Lego. I will see you later. Bye!